marches with dogs and fire hoses had shocked the nation and built a momentum for change that would finally lead President Kennedy to propose a landmark civil rights bill.
It is better to settle these matters in the courts than on the streets, and new laws are needed at every level. But law alone cannot make men see right. We are confronted primarily with a moral issue. It is as old as the Scriptures and is as clear as the American Constitution. The heart of the question is...
Kennedy says it's an issue as old as the Scriptures and as old as this nation, in terms of the principles underlying it. Now, that's precisely what King has been saying, is that this is an issue that has to do with basic American values that have not been realized.
Throughout American history, the main story that we've gravitated toward has been the Exodus story. People on the march with God by their side, and we've told it to ourselves as Puritans coming over to New England, as Mormons heading west across the mountains. And it was that story that really sustained the civil rights movement.
Slavery was Egypt. Segregation was Egypt. Discrimination was Egypt. And so during the height of the civil rights movement, it was not unusual for people to be singing, "Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land, and tell old Pharaoh to let my people go." And people identify with that.
And I think part of what gave the civil rights movement power was the idea that the story of the Bible didn't end when the Bible ends. It's still going on now. The same activity of this God who wants freedom for his creation is inspiring Martin Luther King, just as it inspired Moses.
When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir.
In his speech at the 1963 March on Washington, King assumed the mantle of an Old Testament prophet, indicting his country for failing to live up to its founding principles.
Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check. A check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
Suddenly he turns and moves away from his manuscript, almost rolls his eyes toward the heavens, and says, "But I still have a dream."
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream.
From then, the speech takes on an entirely different character. The judgmental prophet, Jeremiah, gives way to the visionary who sees a better day.
When we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, "Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last."
The "I Have a Dream" was sort of like Lincoln's "Of the people, by the people, for the people." It was our Declaration of Independence, our Declaration of Freedom, and our Gettysburg Address.
The March on Washington and the passage of Kennedy's Civil Rights Bill, pushed through Congress by President Lyndon Johnson, were triumphs for the civil rights movement. But the next year, when they pressed Johnson for new guarantees for the right to vote, they met resistance.
Lyndon Johnson explained to us why we couldn't have a Voting Rights Act.